Cortisol is such an important hormone. It's one that we often overlook and we skip by it and we treat all the other hormones. But if you can get your cortisol levels right, a lot of times everything else is going to balance out. Now, cortisol levels being off is going to cause things like anxiety, depression, unstable blood glucose levels, fatigue, weight gain. So again, a lot of really bad symptoms that a lot of us struggle with on a daily basis are caused by suboptimal cortisol levels. And specifically, one of the big ones is it affects your ability to sleep. Cortisol is actually supposed to spike in the morning to get you moving, get you full of energy, and it's supposed to drop at night so that you can sleep. And you know, a lot of us, it's basically flatlining. Okay, we don't have energy in the morning, and then we get a second wind at night, and then we can't sleep. So you want to start by testing this to figure out what do your levels actually look like. Am I high? Am I low? You know, what's it doing in the morning? What's it doing at night? So if you want to get a good overall look, you have to do a saliva hormone test where you collect your saliva 4 times throughout the day, and that will actually show you what your levels are. You can also do a morning cortisol levels just to see how things are starting out, and you can do a blood test. Now that blood test should be between 10 and 15. Okay, if you're above 15, you're secreting too much cortisol. If you're below that, you're probably in that adrenal fatigue category where your adrenals are fatigued and can't even make enough cortisol. Okay, so again, you know, as far as naturally treating this, just getting rid of a lot of the stress is the number one, because that's what's peaking it. Okay, deep breathing exercises are also very importantly. Nutritional deficiencies is really important. And the last one is good, stable blood glucose levels. Okay, you might not be diabetic, but if you're eating high glycemic foods, breads, pasta, sugars, and not enough good fats, those levels are gonna shoot up, and then your glucose is gonna drop. And as soon as your glucose drops, cortisol spikes. Okay, so good, stable glucose levels are hugely important to naturally fixing cortisol imbalances. There's a lot of herbs, you know, adaptogenic herbs basically helps your body adapt to stress. So that's the number one place to start when it comes to your adrenals. Number 2 is something called phosphatidylserine. Okay, phosphatidylserine has the ability to modulate your cortisol levels. Okay, so if they're too high, it's going to bring it down. If it's too low, it's going to bring it up. So again, when you're trying to naturally correct cortisol issues, start by changing the lifestyle, reducing stress, deep breathing exercises, getting more nutrients, and again, stabilizing those blood glucose levels. Supplementation-wise, adaptogenic herbs and some phosphatidylserine. Hope that helps, guys. Thanks.